Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. First time I've been live in a really, really long time. I don't expect to have a lot of people, on the live stream, but I'll tell you an idiotic thing that I did earlier. I was recording the show. I actually started recording the show. And right when I said, I'm going to try to be quiet because my son is asleep right above me, I tapped my microphone. And this type of microphone, I forgot what it's called. It's a HyperX. HyperX, if you tap this button, then it mutes. So if this, where you see red, if it goes black, then the microphone don't work no more. And the microphone's muted. And that's what happened. So I recorded the whole show. Shout out to my guy Prolific. He actually sent me a message to let me know that the whole video I needed to scrap it and do it all over again. So I was like, you know what? I got a couple minutes. I went in, got a workout in. It's like, you know what? I'll record afterwards. So yeah, here I am, just kind of going over everything that I talked about in that first video that didn't have any value. Appreciate you all for tuning in as always. It's been a minute. Hope everybody's doing well. And we are going to jump into it for today. So Edwin in here with us. What up, Edwin? What up, Free Sauce? Appreciate you for tapping in. He said you Gucci. Appreciate you. All right, so as far as yesterday goes, I didn't make a bet yesterday, but had I made a bet, I would have went 3-0. I think on the short list, Cardoso over her points was a winner, 14.5. She finished with 18. The Liberty plus the 1.5. The Storm stink even more than the Liberty. So that would have been a winner. And there was one more play that I had on the short list. I can't remember what it was, but it was a winner too. I can't remember what it was. Sparks continued to suck on defense, gave up 104 points when they really needed that game against Atlanta last night. So those are a couple of things that we talked about. I didn't make a bet yesterday, though. Hopefully you guys did, and hopefully you guys made some money, man. Let's see what we have on the board for today. We'll start with, hit the like button for me if you can as you join. It definitely helps out the show and the algorithm. We'll start out with Jackson. So Jackson went 1-1 yesterday. The look on Ariel Atkins over her 3.5 boards was a loser. You can't really get rebounds when the team is giving up 100 points. Ariel Atkins finished with 1 rebound. Jackson like her over 3.5. That was a loser. Dearica Hamby, though, over her 24.5 points plus rebounds was an easy winner. She finished with, I think, points alone. She ended up going up and over that number against Atlanta yesterday. So 1-1 day for Jackson yesterday. Today, Jackson likes first play is Satu Sabli over her 4.5 boards. It says she's been a consistent force on the boards for the Phoenix Mercury, and despite a recent dip in her rebounding numbers, her season-long average, and more importantly, her historical performance against Connecticut Sun make the line a compelling one. So Sabli averages 5.97, so right at 6 rebounds per game, hitting the over at 4.5 line in 69% of her games this season. This indicates over the course of the season, she's been consistently clearing this mark. Against the Sun specifically, she's been exceptional, hitting over 100% of her 2 matchups this season, averaging a remarkable 10.5 rebounds per game against the Connecticut Sun. This is more than double the current line, showcasing her ability to be able to exploit the specific matchup. Her performance against the Sun last year, she also hit the overs in one game. She had 8 rebounds in that game. On the road this season, she's over 58.8%, so right at 59% this season, averaging 6 rebounds per game. And then the Sun defense against Satu's position ranks 11th as far as rebounds allowed to her position. So yeah, she should be able to go crazy in this game. I like the look on Satu over her 4.5 boards. That's what Jackson likes. The second look is Alyssa Thomas over her 18.5 assists plus rebounds. I mean, this one's kind of self-explanatory, right? It says she's been a key part of the Phoenix Mercury, has been putting together an MVP caliber season, and her combined assist and rebound prop are a strong opportunity, particularly against her track record, given her track record against today's opponent, which is the Connecticut Sun. So has a perfect record against the Sun this season, hitting over 100% of her 2 games, averaging 21 combined assists plus rebounds, comfortably over the 18.5 line. Consistent performance. So she has, over her last 5 games, she averaged 19.6 as well. Assist plus rebounds, sitting over only 40% of her games. Her average over her last 10 games is 19.6. And it says while her season hit rate is 47.2%, her average of 18.9 is above this current line. And her performance against the Sun is also a strong indicator. So Jackson likes Alyssa Thomas over her 18.5 rebounds and assists, and Satu over her 4.5 rebounds. So those are the 2 looks for Jackson for today. Link is in the description if you guys want to check Jackson out for whatever sport that is that you're looking for, specifically NFL. Check Jackson out. Link is in the description. Let's jump into the two games. I think these games stink. I said that on the first show that I recorded without volume, but we'll talk about them. So we got for the Phoenix Mercury, nobody on the injury report for the Connecticut Sun. Anisha Morrow is on the injury report, and Olivia Nelson-Oedoda is also listed as doubtful. I think she's still struggling with a back injury. Phoenix is a half a game right now behind Atlanta for the second spot. They're currently tied with the Aces, but they don't own the tiebreaker over the Aces, so they're currently in fourth. And then the Aces are then the Dream are in third, and the Aces are in second. Connecticut has won both games. The first time that they played against Connecticut, the Mercury have won both games. The first time that they played against the Mercury, they played against Connecticut in Connecticut. They actually lost that game. I remember laying 8.5 points with the Mercury, thinking that they were 10 times better than the Connecticut Sun. And they was just BSing. They were on the first leg of a back-to-back. They had a game against the Liberty the next day. I do remember that. They beat the Liberty too, but they didn't cover against the Connecticut Sun. The Sun are just a team that is like kind of like, they remind me a lot of like the Chicago Sky. Like you just don't know which version you're gonna get, right? I kind of gave the Connecticut Sun the pass over their the previous two games, not the last one. The previous two games, because they are on a 3-game losing streak. They've lost 3 straight. They have nothing to play for. They got 3 games left. They haven't covered any of the spreads. But the 2 games before the last game, before losing to the Sky, they had lost to the Atlanta Dream and they had lost to the Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota was coming off a loss to Seattle, so Minnesota was, kind of fired up in that game. And then you lose to Atlanta because you can't score in the fourth quarter. And you can't stop them in the fourth quarter. I think they lost the fourth quarter by like 15 points and ended up not even covering as a 10.5 point dog in that game. So I kind of chalked them up. Okay, all right. Connecticut's not that bad, right? Like they're still 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games, but they've lost 3 straight and haven't covered in any of those. Then you go to Chicago and you lose the game by 20 points. Like that's what can't happen. You can't lose by 20 to Chicago. Chicago just lost by 20 last night to the Indiana Fever. So I just really Jekyll and Hyde type team. My gut tells me that Connecticut brings it though. Like after losing 3 straight, not covering 3 straight, I think they got one more game at home before the season ends. But my gut kind of tells me that they can win and cover. Now on the Mercury side of things, they didn't cover their last game either. I thought that they would go into Washington and score 90 to 95 points. Washington had been playing fast. The Mercury were also playing a little faster. And the Mercury they're really Jekyll and Hyde. They're kind of leaning more into their defense than their offense as of late. And for that reason, I can't really take the over. I don't really want to lay this many points with the Mercury. They just lost. They won the game by 6 as a 9.5 point favorite against the Washington Mystics the other day. And I think they scored like 31 points in the second half. So the offense has been terrible. Their defense has been good though. So I could see them winning this game by 12, 13 points. Like that really wouldn't surprise me too much. But that's kind of my thought process. On this game. Phoenix, what I wrote in my notes is Phoenix has won 6 in a row. They have a losing ATS record on the road, just 9-10-1 against the spread. They're only 4-5-1 against the spread in their last 10 as well. And Connecticut is 11-9 against the spread at the crib, 7-3 in their last 10 games. I don't think I could really get there on anything. As far as player props, though, this was the one look and the strongest look that I had in this game. I'm going to go over to Outlier really quickly. So this is Outlier, of course. Link is in the description. Tina Charles, if I'm betting anything today, man, I think you just kind of keep the good times rolling, man. Good times with Tina Charles. Her points and rebounds listed at 21.5. You can see here. There is a plus 100 on Bet365. You can see that here. She's over in 7 of her last 10 games. And she plays really good at home, too. You can see the head-to-head game. She only played them twice this season so far. That first game, she didn't play a lot of minutes. She only played 14 minutes. She finished with 2 points and 4 rebounds. But in the second game they played in Phoenix, she had 16 and 7. So 23 is above the number. She's in good form, of course. And then I looked at something as well. In her home games, Tina Charles has played a lot better. So she's played 25 minutes or more. In home games where she's played 25 minutes or more, she's actually going over the 21.5 in 12 of her 14 games. She's averaging, and that's just points alone. She's averaging 21 points. So that's even without the rebounds. And we know that the Mercury aren't necessarily the greatest rebounding team. So if I'm betting today's game, I'm betting Tina Charles, man. She is the most consistent player out there, in my opinion. And I kind of feel like Connecticut, I know that their offense is like really Jekyll and Hyde. They can play super slow. They can play super fast. Like, you just don't know what you're going to get from Connecticut. So I'm not betting this game pregame. But if something happens live, I might get in on it. Oh, one more thing. I want to share this real quick too. I really want to, I forgot to even share this earlier when I did the show. Let me see real quick if I can find the tab. Okay, so I do want to share this real quick. Now I'll go through the comments and we'll jump into the next game. And I do got to get ready to get up out of here. I got to help my sister-in-law move today. So I'm about to go do that. So I was on Moneyballer. Links in the description if you guys want to check out Moneyballer. The one thing that stood out to me, this is the Mercury and the Sun game. You can see there are some baller systems, blah, 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 blah. If you want to go look at that, just use the link in the description, sign up. But the thing that stuck out to me the most in this game is this right here. Look at this. So this is the Sun opponent's team total when they are at the rest advantage. So the Sun have I think a 1 day rest advantage over the Mercury in this spot. The Sun have held every opponent under their team total in the first half if they have the rest advantage. That to me was kind of crazy. The Sun, the Connecticut Sun, teams are 10-0 to their team total under, or 0-10 to their team total under in the first half against the Sun. We know that the Mercury not the greatest offensive team, right? Like, their numbers are inflated, just kind of like the Liberty, 25-16 to the under in the first half overall. Their team total, they're also under team, 24-17, with their road favorite 6-5. So, I mean, this kind of points towards Connecticut being able to play some defense early in the game, and then who knows what happens late. So, just wanted to share that too, because I thought that was pretty interesting. I'll go through a couple comments real quick and we'll move over to the next game. If I'm betting though, like anything, especially pregame, I'm taking Tina Charles over her points and plus rebounds at 21.5. What up, Trey? Appreciate you for tapping in. Greg says, what up, Chris? Wanted to hear your thoughts on the Mercury today. So thanks for going live, brother. Yeah. I mean, they're 10 times better than this Connecticut Sun team. I think, like if Connecticut comes out and covers, I feel like Connecticut's been a good first half team, and then offensively they just kind of can't keep it going. Like they were winning against the Dream the other day at halftime. Never really showed up against Chicago. They were smoked early in that game. So I don't know, man. Like Connecticut, are they ready for the beach already? Like who knows? I have no idea. The Mercury, I think they want to win, but like by double digits does seem like a lot. So I have no idea what to do with the game pregame at all. The Mercury can win this game by 15, 20 points if they really wanted to. But Connecticut can also come out and fight. We've seen them cover some games at the crib. What's up, Brian? Hope all is well with you. Good morning, Algina. She cashed on Tiffany Mitchell over 19.5 points. Barely. She got to 20 last night. Tyler says, does my girl shine today or is it a blowout? I would think that she shines today. I wouldn't even necessarily think it's a blowout. What's up, Billy? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Brian says Connecticut losing to Chicago was ridiculous, but we actually laid 10 with the Mercury. But Phoenix first quarter, I might take the -3.5. I kind of think that Connecticut can keep the game close early, man. Call me crazy. I think Connecticut has been a better first half team, especially as a dog, than they've been a road team. Let's just look at it real quick. So the Sun, when they're a home dog, let's just say they're getting double digits too. When they're home dog, all right, they're losing by about 5 in the first quarter. So you make a point. Second quarter, they're losing by about 2. Third quarter, about 4. Fourth quarter, they're winning by 2. So this would suggest otherwise, but I don't know, man. We'll see. I kind of feel like the Connecticut Sun been playing better at the crib early, in my opinion. And this is this a matinee start time game? I don't think it is. It is. It's a 1 o'clock game. So I think that all kind of lends itself. Connecticut, the most recent games I've watched them at home play early, they've been good in the first half. I remember earlier when they had the Camp Day game against Seattle, they won that game outright as a 19.5 point dog. They do got double revenge in this spot as well, but I mean, who knows what effort you're gonna get from Connecticut, man? They stink against the Chicago Sky the other day. I can't bet this game. All right, let's go to Lynx and Valkyries. Make sure the line hasn't changed much. 6.5 is the number now. Total 155.5. I did see this go up to 156, but it looks like it's come back down now. So injury report here, we have Xander Sealy continues to be out for the Valkyries. No Tiffany Hayes, of course. She continues to be out as well. And then the Minnesota Lynx have Dejanay Carrington on the injury report as well. So Dejanay will be out. It sounded like when I was listening to Cheryl Reeves talk about it, it sounded like she could play if they really needed her to. But they're probably not going to – they already ruled out. They're not forcing her out there. And I think that's the reason why I can't really bet this game, because if you've been paying attention, the Lynx have locked up first seed. Like they don't care about the regular season, as you could tell. And that's why I said Aces the other day, you know, Aces continue to need to win, especially for playoff season. The Lynx don't. Like the Lynx are still 4.5 games, 5 games. I think they got like 2 games left, you know, above everybody else. So Minnesota, I mean, they could go out here and, you know, piss this game away. Like I don't think they really care, honestly. Whenever you give up 97 points, I couldn't even find a quote from Cheryl Reeves that said she was upset about the defense. Like 97 points to the Aces, the Lynx don't give up 97 points to anybody, but that's what happens, right? When you're a good team, you typically start to not play as hard, right? Now, offensively, you still want to score. They got the 87 against the Lynx, against the Aces, but you don't really care that much about defense. The problem with that is that the Valkyries offense stinks. So I can't bet the Valkyries team total up and over, even though it is a super low number. I think if I'm betting the game, I think I'm taking the points with the Valkyries here. Here's the thing about the Valkyries, though. The Valkyries actually clinched the playoffs. They're in 6 right now, and I think that they're gonna finish in 6. There's potential for them to finish as low as 8th, for them to finish as high as 5th. I don't think that they're gonna catch the New York Liberty. They would need the Liberty to lose to the Mystics. I don't think the Liberty losing to the Mystics, and I think that's the Liberty last game of the season. So, with all things considered, the Valkyries could potentially come out here. They do have double revenge. They lost to the Lynx at home and on the road. And the Minnesota Lynx, let's not get it twisted. The Valkyries are good at home. They've won 5. I think they've won 5 straight. What did I put in my notes? They've won 5 in a row. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They're 6-3-1 against the spread at the crib. 6-3-1 against the spread in their last 10. 14-6-1 against the spread. 14-6-1 against the spread at home, and 14-7 straight up at home. If they're a home dog, they're 8-6 straight up, 10-4 against the spread, 10-4 to the under as well. So let's not get it twisted. They're a good team at home, but the Lynx are 6-7 points better than the Valkyries. Like, there's no world, in my opinion, that the Lynx are not better. I just don't think the Lynx are going to bring it defensively in this game. I think the Lynx could, like, Cheryl Reeves could potentially rest a player or two outside of Dejanay Carrington. None of that would surprise me, because the Lynx got their eye on the prize. Like, they want to win a championship. They could care less about playing the Valkyries in this game. The other thing to take into consideration is that the Valkyries, this will be their last home game. They actually go on the road. I think they got a game against Seattle, and then they play Minnesota to finish the season in Minnesota. So, like, they may end up trying to go super hard in this game. The other thing that I was reading about is that the Valkyries, they had a scheduling conflict. I guess, honestly, what makes the most sense is that so they play at Chase Center. They call it Valhalla or whatever, with the Golden State Warriors. But they had they ran into a scheduling conflict because they won't be able to play their home games at Valhalla now that they've actually clinched the playoff spot, because there's like a tennis tournament or something that had already booked the Chase Center. So this will be their last home game, potentially their last home game altogether, depending on who they end up playing. They're gonna finish in 6, in my opinion. So they probably gonna either end up drawing. They'll get the 3rd place. They'll be either the Aces, probably not the Aces. The Aces probably gonna win out, but either the Aces, the Mercury, or the Dream will finish in the 3rd spot. So they may not even come back home to Valhalla. This may be their last home game for the whole season. Nobody's probably thinking that, but that's my thought process, because I don't think they beat Atlanta. I don't think they beat the Mercury either, and I don't think they beat the Aces either. So Valkyries have had a really good run. I'm not saying that the season is over, but I'm just saying this could be the last time that they play at home, is my only thought process. So I looked at this game from a trend perspective. The Valkyries, I gave you guys the Valkyries numbers, 8-6 straight up, 10-4 against the spread as home dogs this season. The Lynx, when they're on the road and they're only a single digit favorite. The Lynx have been favored at every single game this season on the road and at home. They are, I think so anyway. They are 4-7-1 against the spread this season when they're a single digit road favorite. They failed to cover their last three. That most recently, that one to the Aces. They beat the Fever by 6 as an 8-point favorite, and then they lost straight up to the Dream too. Most recently, like two weeks ago, without Navisha Collier there. They're also 0-4-1 against the spread in road games this season when the total is below 160. So offensively, they don't bring it. They haven't been able to cover those low-scoring games when they are on the road this season. So I guess all that said, it's a Valkyrie spot, but I don't know if I can quite get there with the Valkyries, man. That's my thought process on this game. What up, dude? Appreciate you for tapping this. It's like the under in this game. Trey says he got on Valkyries early plus 7.5. Lynx have nothing to play for. Too many points to give the Valkyries at home here. I kind of agree with that. If I could have got a 7.5, I think it's right. But when I checked earlier, you can still get a 6.5. Let me see what the best number I see right now. Go over to Odds Jam. Because I had plus 7 up. Plus 7s are gone. Yeah, I had plus 7s up right here. Boom. Plus 7. That's what was up this morning. MIC Max says, are Mercury locked at 4? No, they're not locked at 4. And the reason why is because the Aces lose, which I don't think the Aces is going to lose. Aces got the Chicago Sky. They're 17-point favorites tomorrow. So they probably won't lose. I doubt that they lose that game, especially with Angel Reese being suspended for a half. That chemistry. So the Aces will win tomorrow. I don't think that the Mercury are locked in at all. They can't be caught by the Liberty, though. But if the Dream somehow lose, which I don't think the Dream going to lose. The Dream got their last 2 games against Connecticut, I think. So I guess you could kind of say the Mercury are locked in at 4th. Because I think the Mercury will win. I think after this game, the Mercury go back home. They got the Sparks. We'll see if they can beat the Sparks, which who knows. They're much better than the Sparks, though. But we'll see how that goes. And I can't remember who their last game is. But I think the Mercury got 2 games left. Bro, again, this guy says the Valkyries will win tonight. 78-71. Love some Valkyries here. Don't let me talk you off. I'll be betting the Valkyries if I'm betting this game as well. And Tina Charles over her points plus rebounds. All right, I got to get out of here because I do got to go take a shower real quick. And get my day jumping for today. I haven't done anything outside of working out, recording a show that didn't even record, and that's it. I'm starving. I need to go get some food. So check the resources out. If I bet anything, I'll put it in the description. Tomorrow morning, I think there are 3 games in the W, so we'll talk about those tomorrow. Talk a little football tomorrow as well. Some NFL action. Try to have a couple looks for y'all tomorrow as well that I'll share. And that'll be it. Check out the resources. Hit the like button for me if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn the notification bell on so you know when I go live. And I will catch you guys in the next one, man. Y'all enjoy y'all Saturday. Be safe, man. Happy betting, safe betting, all that good stuff. Catch you guys tomorrow.